Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a lovely day. It is the first semi-sunny day here in California, or Northern California, in a really long time. There's still like gray clouds that keep covering the sun, but for the most part it looks like blue skies today, which I am very excited about. I don't know if you guys have heard, but we have been having crazy amounts of rain. It's just been really out of the normal. So anyway, I'm very happy for that vitamin D, and I'm sitting in front of my big window right now, like just trying to soak in as much as I can. But I was inspired today to try some new products, and I really enjoy doing this type of video where it's like a full face of first impressions. I just think it's fun to like play around with products and see your initial reaction to it. Now, these obviously change as you get to know a product and you try it for longer and all of that, but usually my first impressions tend to be pretty accurate in terms of how I'll like the product later. And today the brand that we're going to do a full face first impressions video of is Clove Hallow. So I have a decent amount of their products here. I have an eyeshadow palette, a couple of like cheek and highlight products. I have their concealer, which I've been super curious about. I've heard really good things about it. And then I have a lipstick. So I thought we would kind of test them all out, try it all out, and come up with some sort of look that all goes together. And yeah, I don't have any makeup on right now. The one product that I don't have that won't be Clove Hallow is like my foundation base, but I'll show you guys what I'm going to be using for that. I'm using the Hint Beauty Sun Prep just because it is 10 in the morning and I am just about to start my Sunday, so I want to make sure that I have an SPF under whatever I'm going to wear out today, and then a little bit of my Vapor Luminous foundation, which I know I posted about on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me there, I'm starting to do like Feature Friday posts, which are like almost mini blog posts about the products that I love and why. This was the first one, so you guys know this. I'm gonna quickly put that on and then I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back with a little bit more coverage than you guys last saw me. Obviously, it's still very light. You guys know me. I'm not a big fan of heavy foundations, but I will go in and hopefully really enjoy that concealer and sort of do some spot coverage and all that sort of light correcting stuff. But I thought that we would start off actually with the eyeshadow palette. Now, this is the Clove Hallow Sunrise Pressed Pigment Palette. It comes with 6 shades. There are actually no names that I'm seeing on the palette or the packaging, so my guess is that they are not named. Just going in order from like the top left corner over. So the top left corner is a vanilla shimmer color, then you have sort of a shell champagne-y color, then a deeper rose champagne color, kind of like a rosé. And then the second row you have a golden color, and then it looks like 2 matte colors, one that's sort of a burnt orange color, which is very pretty, and then another that is a chocolate brown color. So I think you can get a lot of different looks out of this palette. Now, the cool thing about this palette is that you can actually use these shadows wet or dry. So what you do is if you want to use them dry, you can just use them like normal eyeshadows, but for maximum impact, they recommend dampening a brush and then going in and using these. So we'll play around and do both today. Now, they did give me a red lip color to try out, so I'm gonna try and balance this look off a little and not go too crazy on the eyes. But as you guys just saw with the swatches, you kind of get an idea of color payoff and all that stuff, and I'll definitely let you know if they apply differently than they swatch. So as far as eye goes, let's do a relatively neutral look. I'm gonna kind of stay with these colors right here. Kind of a rosy tone look. Honestly, this probably would have been perfect for Valentine's Day. So this is a belated Valentine's Day tutorial, everyone. So I'm just gonna grab one of my Zoeva brushes and I'm gonna go all over my lid with that white vanilla color. Okay, so first impression, this is very shimmery. I will definitely keep you guys posted about fallout, but so far I'm not seeing any. That applies very nicely. It's super smooth, very pigmented, and just a really nice wash of color. Definitely a great highlight color. I'd probably be more likely to use this in my highlight than on my lids, all over my lids again, but very, very pretty. Now, grabbing a slightly fluffier brush, I'm gonna go in with this brown color and just kind of carve out my crease. Wow, look at that pigment, that's awesome. Only imagine what these are gonna be like wet. And I'm not seeing any fallout from that shadow, which is great. So apologies for my eyebrows. I feel like they are, I don't even know how to describe them. They have a mind of their own right now. And as always, need to be groomed very badly. But as always, I feel like I don't have time to go get them done and I'm too lazy to do them myself. So we're just letting them grow in and do what they're gonna do. So far I can say I'm very impressed with the pigment of these shadows. Now, the packaging is just paper, but Personally, I enjoyed this packaging more than the Fit Glow packaging because it's not that like faux marbled paper. It's like just a matte black, so it looks very sleek. It's very lightweight because it is paper, so I think this would make a great travel palette. Okay, let's start off with that, and we can always add a little bit more. But now I'm actually going to dampen a brush, so I'm just dipping it in a little bit of water and then using like a napkin or a tissue or whatever you want to use. Keep it from getting too wet. And I'm going to go into this first shell color and pick some up. And yeah, wow, it really does turn into almost like a cream shadow. That's pretty cool. Now I am noticing that it's slightly patchier than when you use it dry, so you just have to make sure that you're really packing in the product everywhere, if that makes sense. It's kind of to be expected. I don't think this is like a high impact color. I'm curious to see what the deeper rose tone looks like wet, but it is beautiful on and just gives like a really pretty wet look. I'd probably use this on its own with a wet brush. Then I'm gonna go into this deeper rose tone color, again with a wet brush, and I'm gonna place this in the outer corners. Again, very pretty. And definitely, it's like a wet, creamy texture. Very cool. I love versatile products. Like I love when you can use products a lot of different ways. Now I've had to dip my brush a few times, which is not the shadow's fault, but I just want to make that clear about the technique that I'm using. So it's not like you can just dampen your brush once. I'm going to take that brush that I was using in the crease earlier, and I'm actually going to go in again with that rosy color. And I'm just going to bring it into the crease as well. Dry this time. You know, I'm not feeling like I notice a huge difference of pigment between wet and dry. Kind of feeling like, at least for this one color, it's pretty much the same. But what you don't get with using it dry is sort of that like glossy effect. I'm going to curl my lashes, and then we'll just wait and see how the shadow wears throughout the video. Beautiful. I'm going to zoom you guys in really quick so that you can see the eyes a little bit closer up. So as you can see, it's a pretty soft and subtle look, but we're also going to have a bold lip, so keep that in mind. Really pretty pigments, very easy to work with, and yeah, I really like it. I am starting to notice that the brown is maybe fading a little bit already, like my skin just kind of ate it up, but I actually really like how the eye looks. Okay, next product I'm super excited about. This is the Clove Hallow Conceal and Correct. I have it in the shade 2, which I just picked based off of what I thought I would be, so who knows if I picked right. I am the worst at color matching. So this product is described as a buildable yet lightweight concealer that offers medium to full coverage without flaking, breaking, or caking. And it says just to blend into imperfections with clean fingertips, brush, or sponge, layer for desired coverage. So this is a product that's supposed to be able to layer. It's not supposed to look cakey on your skin. It does come with a doe foot applicator. So if you're going to be using this over like blemishes and stuff, I'd probably recommend putting it on the back of your hand and then using either a brush or your fingers after that. But if you're just going to be putting this under your eyes, then I'd probably just use the doe foot applicator directly. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to start just in the corner of my eye with a little dot. I have no idea the coverage that I'll get with this, so I'm just putting a dot down and blending it out. This is kind of a peachy color. I mean, immediately you can see how much lighter this under eye looks to this under eye. Let's do the same thing over here. Little dot. You guys can see I'm really not using that much. Well, I'd say, in my opinion, that's pretty darn impressive. Now, if it stays there and it doesn't move, this is probably gonna be my favorite under eye concealer that I've ever tried. That is very impressive. You guys, looks like I slept really well. I have a lot of dark pigmentation around here, so this one I'm actually just gonna put some on the back of my hand, and then I'll work with it from there. And like I said, this is a pretty peachy undertone, so this might work better for like under my eyes than actually correcting dark spots, because my skin tone is actually not peachy, it's more yellow than anything. So I'm just gonna focus on the areas that I need to brighten. In terms of coverage, this is some serious stuff. Really, really like it, and shade 2 is perfect for brightening. So if you have a skin tone like me, then definitely go with shade 2 for brightening. I don't think it looks weird over blemishes. Let me try. I have one like right here. You really just need a little bit of this, and it like kind of feels like it dries onto your skin. Okay, so blemish. I mean, it does a pretty good job. I think it's fine. I'll probably still use this on blemishes, but I'm more impressed by how much light it's brought to my face and how much better my under eyes look. It feels super smooth, very velvety texture, and yeah, like I said, it's interesting. I've been using the Hint Beauty Duet Concealer, which I really like too, but it's a very different texture. It doesn't exactly dry onto your skin, which is something that I actually like because I do have pretty dry skin, so I don't want anything that's going to dry out my skin more, but this one just feels like it kind of just like locked in place dried, so it's not, you know, making my skin look dry. It's just like staying put, which is amazing. Okay, I'm super happy with that product. Next product feels like it was all over Instagram because people are like, is it a nail polish? Is it a blush? But it is a blush. This is the Clove Hallow Hydra Tint Hydra Tint. Is that right? It says Hydra Tint Hydra Tint, but it says Hydra Tint and then Hydra Dash Tint. Anyway, it's the Hydra Tint. This is in the color Georgia, a very pretty kind of mauvey pink tone. Really interesting applicator and packaging. It's in glass, which is very pretty, but it does really look like a nail polish. And this is a beautiful color. I would totally wear it as a nail polish color, but if I just saw it on a shelf, I would not know that this is blush. This brush is like very interesting. It's a little bit stiff, which now I'm realizing maybe it's supposed to be like that. I don't know, but I'm gonna put this on my cheeks. This always makes me nervous because I don't know how much you're supposed to use. Let's start with like that amount. Does that feel like a lot? Maybe that's too much. And blend it out. Very natural. If you like a cream blush, you will like this. I think what I'm just feeling with all these products is that they set really well. Like they just don't move. They feel like they don't move around your face, but I really like the way that that feels. I don't love the applicator, I'll be honest with you, but that's just a personal thing. It doesn't like do anything offensive to my face. It's not like a deal breaker for me, but I'm just not crazy about the applicator. But once you blend it in with your fingers, I think it's beautiful. I also prefer a doe foot applicator, I think, kind of like in the concealer. I don't know why, maybe because it's a little bit softer, but yeah, that's gorgeous. Really pretty color. The next product is their Hydra Glow. Again, this says Hydra Glow and then Hydra Dash Glow. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if I get that, but this is in the color Galaxy, and it's a multi-purpose glow serum infused with meadow foam oil and hyaluronic acid for a lit within glow. So this is something that you can actually add to like your moisturizer, you can add to your primer, you can add to your foundation. This sort of reminds me, well, the idea of it sort of reminds me of the conventional Cover FX glow drops, I believe that's what they're called, that were released, I don't know how long ago, but I remember they're a huge deal, and this kind of feels like the, you know, green beauty alternative. Wow, that is a thick formula. Was I supposed to shake it? Yes, shake before use. Okay, let me shake it a little bit more. I was expecting it to be very liquidy. All right, let's see. So it's like an eyedropper. It's kind of moussey, honestly. I mean, it's in between a liquid and a mousse. So it's not super thick, but it's thicker than I thought it would be. I'm gonna put this just on the high points. This is a very pretty pearly color. I feel like it's showing up a lot more in person than it's going to on camera because it's pretty subtle. Can you guys see it on camera? I'm looking in the viewfinder and I can't really see it, but it is there, and definitely when the light hits, it's there. It's pretty subtle though, which you guys know I love. So the final product is their lipsticks. I have it in the color Damsel, and it is a very pretty red. This is a bold color meets deep hydration in this creamy, comfortable lipstick. So swipe across lips for full pigment or dab on fingertips for a subtle wash of color. I'm trying to debate whether I want to go full red or not. Let's go full red. Let's do it. The eyes are pretty subtle. Speaking of which, I'm just checking in on the eyes. There's no creasing happening right now, which is a great sign. All right, so I have some chapstick on right now, so pretty, pretty. That's a very velvety blue red. God, this would have been gorgeous for the holidays. And I need a little bit more blush for sure. Feels super comfortable, just how they described it, very creamy. I'm gonna add a little bit more blush. So a dot here. Kind of wish it wasn't 10 in the morning and I was like getting ready to go somewhere now. All right guys, so that is my full face of Clove Hallow products. I want to say a massive thank you to Clove Hallow and also Aaliyah Beauty for sending me these products. They both actually sent me products kind of at the same time, so I got to put them all together and then put this look together for you guys. I want to do a little download on what I think like you should definitely try, is very unique, and then ones that you can wait on. Personally, I actually don't have an issue with any of these products. I think they're all beautiful, which rarely happens. I feel like usually there's one that like doesn't really work for me or whatever, but I actually think all of these work for me. The one thing that I will say is that I don't really enjoy the brush in the blush. I just don't like it. I don't know why. It's like, I feel kind of bad because I can't even put my finger on it, but I just don't like the way it is. I don't know if maybe mine's just like a little bit dried out, but it's very stiff. So let me know if you guys have tried this product before and if your brush is stiff too, and if that's just how it's supposed to be. Personally, I would have preferred like a doe foot applicator or something like that. I'd probably say for me, the star of the show that I tried right now is the concealer. I think that it's unlike any other concealer I've tried in Green Beauty so far, and I really, really like it. I know I will be reaching for it all the time now. I think the eyeshadow palette is beautiful. I think the colors are beautiful, the pigments are beautiful, so if you are in need of an eyeshadow palette, check it out. The blush, I absolutely love the color. Again, you guys heard me say I'm not a huge fan of the brush, but the color is gorgeous and the finish is gorgeous, and it does feel like it's kind of locked in place, which is wonderful. The one product that I'm not like super enthusiastic about and I could kind of like go with or without is probably the glow drops. I just feel like I have a lot of highlighters, and maybe that's my own personal issue and bias towards this product, but I have a lot of highlighters and I didn't do anything particularly special for me. It just feels like a very pretty subtle highlighter. So if you want to try it, great, but I don't think it's like earth-shattering and you need it right now. The lipstick formula, at least for this red, is very comfortable and wonderful. Again, I don't think you need it. I think there are a lot of great reds out there, but the holidays come around or spring is almost here and you want like a vibrant red color that's not gonna make your teeth look yellow, then this color Damsel is it. And obviously, like I said, the formula is incredibly comfortable. Feels like I'm just wearing like a super hydrating lip balm, but it's not like slippery, if that makes sense. So it feels like, overall, I can say this about all the products, it feels like these products are meant to last, which is so wonderful in Green Beauty, because I remember going through the trial and error in the beginning of trying different products, and by the end of the day, like my whole face would be just completely melted off, and these feel like they're gonna stay. Now, given I have only had these on for about like 40 minutes, so who knows throughout the day, I'll keep you guys updated. If I try one and I feel like it's not lasting that well, I will let you know either here in the description box or over on Instagram. I'll post on my story, stuff like that. So make sure you guys are following me there at cosmeticsbycaroline. But overall, Clove Hallow, you get 2 thumbs up from me. I'm very impressed with this. I'd be curious about their foundation too. Maybe I'll try that in the future. But yeah, so far I think the ultimate star of this video for me is the concealer. Super happy with it. Cannot wait to start using it. And yeah, just beautiful. All right, guys, all the products that I mentioned and talked about today are down in the description box below, so you can check them out there. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for weekly videos, always featuring clean green beauty. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whenever you're watching this. Let me know some video suggestions down in the comments below. Yeah, I just want to make sure that like I'm making content that you guys are interested in and you actually want to see. So leave me some comments down below of what you want to see. Let me know about that brush. If any of you have tried the Clove Hallow blush before, what do you think of the brush? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Anyway, curious to see what you guys think. And that pretty much wraps it up for me. So I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!